Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Korea, the channel where we uncover the untold stories behind Korea's most fascinating stars. Today, we have something truly unbelievable to share with you. After 6 long years of quiet rumors and hidden glances, the hidden love story of Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung has finally been exposed. What really happened behind those years of silence? How did this secret romance stay hidden for so long? Stay tuned, because we're revealing everything, right now. The night Seoul lost its breath began quietly. No breaking alerts. No flashing headlines, just a single photograph that slipped through the cracks of anonymity and shattered the illusion of secrecy that had lasted 6 long years. Two figures, familiar yet impossibly distant, walking side by side through a rain-slick street in Itaewon. The dim streetlight caught the outline of Lee Dong-wook's sharp profile and the unmistakable grace of Soo-jung. Within minutes, the photo spread across every digital alleyway, setting fire to the calm of an unsuspecting industry. For 6 years, whispers had drifted in and out of the spotlight like smoke, rumors of shared scripts, quiet dinners, and coincidences too perfect to ignore. But both remained silent, wrapped in a professional facade so flawless it fooled even the most watchful eyes. Their chemistry on screen was dismissed as just acting, their appearances at the same events labeled as industry coincidence. Yet behind those rehearsed smiles and polite interviews, something far more fragile, and far more dangerous, had been growing in the shadows. In 2018, when they first met on a film set rumored to be cursed with delays and tension, no one could predict the bond that would form. Soo-jung, known for her poise and mystery, found in Lee Dong-wook a quiet steadiness that unsettled her calm. He was charming yet distant, always laughing but rarely revealing. In late-night rehearsals and whispered conversations in empty studios, something electric sparked, an unspoken understanding neither could explain or admit. But as fame grew, so did the walls. Every glance, every word risked becoming a headline. They learned to communicate in silence, text messages deleted before dawn, meetings arranged through mutual friends, flights taken under false schedules. What began as affection slowly turned into a secret war against exposure. It wasn't love lived, it was love survived. Still, time has a way of breaking even the most carefully constructed lies. When both stars were spotted in New York City last winter, separately, or so they claimed, fans noticed the same background, the same reflection of a snow-covered park bench behind their selfies. Online detectives worked faster than tabloids, connecting clues, comparing timestamps, and building a digital case that neither could escape. At first, their agencies dismissed it. Coincidence, they said. Just friends, they insisted. But the internet doesn't forget. And this time, neither could they. The breaking point came when a fan spotted them leaving a small theater in Gangnam, her hand brushing against his sleeve, his gaze lingering longer than friendship would allow. Within hours, their phones were filled with messages from reporters demanding statements. The silence that followed was deafening. Until today. At precisely 9 a.m., both management teams released identical statements. Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung have developed a relationship based on long-term friendship and mutual respect. Please continue to support them warmly. The industry froze. Social media exploded. News anchors stumbled over their words as hashtags like Lee Dong-wook dating and Soo-jung love story dominated every platform. What shocked fans most wasn't the confession itself, it was the timeline. 6 years. 6 years of secrecy, denial, coded interactions hiding in plain sight. But beneath the glitter of revelation, something darker stirred. What drove them to hide for so long? Who helped them conceal a romance that spanned continents and productions? Some whispered of private deals with paparazzi, of mutual pacts between agencies, of an unspoken rule in the entertainment world: true love is dangerous, but discovered love is fatal. Truth surfaced. Fragments of their hidden years began to piece together like shards of a shattered mirror. The same bracelet she wore in a 2019 interview, later seen on his wrist in a behind-the-scenes clip. The bouquet she received from a fan on her birthday, rumored to have been ordered from a florist in his neighborhood. The coincidences had always been there, buried under the weight of denial. And now, as Seoul's neon skyline reflected their confession, the air trembled with questions. Was this love story truly beautiful? Or was it built on the ruins of fear and fame? Because sometimes, the greatest tragedy isn't being discovered. It's realizing that the secret you've guarded all your life no longer belongs to you. The news hit like thunder. By noon, cafes buzzed with disbelief. Fan communities crashed under the weight of speculation. And every gossip forum in Seoul erupted into chaos. A story once whispered in the dark now stood under the blinding spotlight of public scrutiny. At first, people refused to believe it. Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung? The pairing seemed too perfect. Too cinematic to be real. Yet the more denials flooded in, the stronger the truth became. Crew members began leaking fragments of the past. Night rehearsals that lasted longer than necessary. The gentle glances caught between takes. The quiet moments when they forgot the world was watching. Memory now became evidence. Every silence, confession. In the hours after the revelation, the entertainment world trembled. Both stars canceled their scheduled events. Reporters camped outside their agencies, while fans gathered with banners, some cheering. Heartbroken. And through all the noise, two people who had hidden in the shadows for 6 years now faced the consequences of truth. Behind closed doors, the atmosphere was electric. Their managers paced the floor, phones ringing non-stop. PR teams scrambling to rewrite the narrative before it devoured them. Lee Dong-wook, calm but exhausted, reportedly said only one thing: if the truth is out, then let it be out fully. Soo-jung, on the other hand, was seen leaving her apartment at dawn, wearing sunglasses despite the darkness. Neighbors described her as calm, but her hands were trembling. By that evening, she too broke her silence, through a handwritten letter shared on her social account. 4 years, I have lived between reality and fiction. Once thought hiding love was a way to protect it. But love that hides too long begins to fade. Thank you to those who still believe in us. The letter went viral within minutes. The phrase "love that hides too long begins to fade" was shared thousands of times, quoted by fans, and debated by critics. Was it a message of defiance, or a quiet goodbye? Meanwhile, tabloids uncovered the first cracks in the wall of secrecy. An anonymous insider revealed that their relationship had nearly been exposed twice before, once in 2020. When a photographer caught them leaving a private villa in Jeju, and again in 2022. When Soo-jung's assistant accidentally tagged Lee Dong-wook's private account in an Instagram story. Both times, the agencies intervened, silencing rumors before they reached the surface. Now, control had evaporated. The story took a darker turn when reports emerged that one of their own staff members had leaked the information in exchange for money. The betrayal cut deep. Sources close to the couple said Lee Dong-wook was furious, not because the secret was out, but because it wasn't their choice. They'd have announced it one day, a friend shared. Like this. Not as gossip. While the nation obsessed over theories, the two stars met secretly one last time before the storm reached its peak. In a quiet restaurant overlooking the Han River. Away from cameras and chaos, they sat across from each other, barely speaking. Silence between them was thick with years of stolen moments. Soo-jung's voice broke first. We survived 6 years. Maybe that's enough. Lee Dong-wook looked at her for a long time before answering. No. Now that everyone knows, we can finally live it. It was a moment of both heartbreak and liberation, a love stripped bare by truth, yet finally free from fear. As dawn broke over Seoul, a new wave of stories began circulating. Some painted them as victims of fame, others as masterminds of a long, deliberate secret. But beneath the noise, profound had shifted. For years, fans had believed love in the entertainment world couldn't survive reality. Now, for better or worse, they had proof that it could, and that it did. Even if it was born in silence. Evening, the couple's names trended globally. Editorials debated whether their confession marked a turning point for celebrity relationships in Korea. Others speculated about the inevitable fallout, endorsements lost, reconsidered, reputations on the line. But to those who looked beyond the surface, this was more than a scandal. It was a story of endurance. Two souls clinging to something fragile in a world that demanded perfection. In the final hours of that chaotic day, Dong-wook posted a single message online. 6 years. One truth. Thank you for letting us breathe. It wasn't an apology. It wasn't an explanation. It was a quiet declaration, a reminder that even in the storm, love remains. The world may never know every detail of what happened between them, how they met, what they lost, what they promised in secret. One thing was certain, The veil had fallen. The illusion was gone. And beneath the glitter and gossip, the story that emerged was not one of shame, but of courage. Because in a world that demands masks, loving someone in silence for 6 years isn't weakness. Bravest act of all. And so, the curtain finally falls on a love story that defied time, distance, ruthless glare of fame. For 6 years, Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung fought a quiet battle, against the cameras, the rumors, and even themselves. Began as a spark hidden in the dark has now ignited into truth too bright to ignore. They didn't choose to be exposed. Yet in their revelation lies something extraordinary, honesty. A rare kind of courage that strips away the polished surface of celebrity life and reminds us that beneath the fame, there are still hearts that ache, tremble, that hope. Perhaps this story isn't just about two stars, it's about every secret love that had to hide to survive. It's about the price of truth in a world addicted to illusion. Maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that even under the blinding lights, love can still be real. As fans, we may never fully understand the quiet strength it takes to live like that, to smile in interviews while protecting something fragile behind the scenes. But we can admire it. And we can wish them peace now that the world finally knows their truth. And the noise fades. When headlines disappear. And when the city lights dim. What remains is simple and pure, two souls who dared to love, even when they weren't supposed to. Thank you, dear readers and viewers, for joining us on this emotional journey through one of Korea's most hidden and breathtaking love stories. Your support, curiosity, passion are what keep us uncovering the untold truths behind the stars that shine above us. If this story touched you, stay with Hidden Korea. Because every secret has a story, and every story deserves to be told. Till next time, this is Hidden Korea, where truth meets mystery.